Hey, what's up, everybody? Another video for you guys. Anyways, I'm going to show the thing that I was talking about in the last video where I showed the PS4 games. Just called the Relaxasizor. I've got two different models to show you guys. First one is from the 60s. The second one, which is a lot bigger, is basically the 1950s version on steroids. And also, that's about the same era as the one that they show in Mad Men. It's just they're showing one of the smaller units that they tortured their secretary with. Which, hopefully, she didn't have to turn it on in the show when she was faking it. Because, no, I'm not going to be showing any demonstration here like some of my fellow YouTubers. It's been there, done that, and that was just putting it on chairs and the pads and touching it with my fingertips, and I got a good enough jolt just doing that. So, I had to do some more research here just on pictures and stuff because I remembered hearing when this first came out, instead of using the conductive gel like you'd have now for like a tens unit or something, I got my tens unit here to show you guys just on the different size comparison on both the unit itself plus the pad, since a lot friggin' smaller. But they were showing some to where I guess it slipped inside of the rubberized disc. Is the ones I have, it's kind of folded over, and I was wondering if there was a way to slip something in there. But they'd have felt pads that you'd literally get wet with water, hence water drips. Electricity going through water. Water drips. Bad. I can see a lot of people that probably zap themselves really good getting the damn things too wet or whatever. Otherwise, I think the smaller one did originally come with a tube of conductive gel. So you just smear that on and then put the pad on however, strap them on or whatever. So I've got a handful of the pads, and then I've got a couple belts. One of them very not so nicely similar to the one that the secretary puts on in Mad Men, like undergarments, as in undergarments, as in, once again, no, I'm crazy, but not batshit crazy. It's not going anywhere near my lower subcoctal region. No, I didn't even have it turned up that high. If it was like a setting from 1 to 10, let's say about 3 or 4 at most, and I was getting good jolts with no conductive gel. With conductive gel, it probably really would give a jolt. So anyway, I was going to show you the tens unit that I use here first. That's where I'm kind of just gradually researching on these things, because even that they considered it a quack medical device, it's still new technology, so they're not just going to scrap it. So I'm wondering if these are like the grandpa of this. Anyways, this is my Walgreens tens unit, which does a lot more than these relaxasizors. The relaxasizors, it sends out the current jolts. So it'd be like this, set the pulse if you stuck it in a bucket and then dumped in some freaking steroids and mixed it all up. This one, you can also get it to where it feels like a massage, where it just sends waves of current through the things, which for me, that helps really good with my chronic muscular pain. I'll show you some of the pads here. Pads, just about cover one up with 2 fingers. If you guys look up the Relaxasizor, just doing a picture search on YouTube or Google, you will find some nudity. I'm pretty sure they had articles in Playboy because they're showing a lot of nudity with women, or maybe it's just clipped out of the books that came with it. Because this is where I don't know if Mad Men got it right or not on I think it was season 1, episode 11, Indian Summer. I think that's right, as I just found it again on Daily Motion to watch it. And it's just They give it to her to try it out. She's laying in bed trying to get comfortable. And as soon as she turns it on, it's like, ah! And then she takes it off really fast. But yeah, they were pushing more for weight loss, and I think that's what they started out with, was weight loss for women. And then when that didn't go over, probably because a lot of women shocked the living crap out of themselves trying to lose weight, figured, oh, it works your muscles, so we're going to call it like an exercise device to where you can sit on your ass and get exercise without having to do anything. Just lay there and get exercise as it works the muscles. That obviously didn't go over either. So that's when I believe they turned it into a sexual device to where when it comes to like what she puts on, these undergarments, oh, they had straps for all over the body, man. The face, the breasts, I mean, just all over to where I could see how people either gave themselves heart attacks or just heart arrhythmia or whatever, as it would definitely screw with your heartbeat. Some of them, there's one picture where it shows the lady, she's got a large pad over each breast. With these TENS units and how big the pads are, you don't put them in these areas. You don't want it anywhere near your heart. I don't put it on my chest anywhere, man. Just back of the neck or just back or arms or whatever, legs, but nowhere on my chest. I got enough problems. So I could see how people gave themselves heart attacks at least, and they were saying like it's undergarment type thing. Women were getting miscarriages or worse. So that's why they ended up banning it, to where I wanted to try and find it to download. I can't find a picture where I can download it because it's just cool picture to have to put above the thing just to add to the nope, 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 where they said they were posting it in bus stations and whatnot to say if you have one of these things, send it back to the company or just get rid of it. So, on with the show here. And the little one, on the sound, it's kind of the same. They both have this real eerie sound where it sounds like a mad scientist or just quack medical device. But the 50s one, it definitely has a cool look to it when it's turned on, man. It looks something right out of freaking sci-fi or whatever. Where this one's just got a little light. It does have it to where you can look in the bottom of it. I did take the bottom cover off the little one, as I had to tighten up a bolt or whatever on one of the dials. It was loose. But inside of it looked good. So that's as far as I got, was just taking off the bottom. It looks like the only user removable part is the glass tube in there, vacuum tube, which I don't know how long they made their own parts, but the vacuum tube is labeled Relaxasizor. So I don't know if that adds to the value, being that it's obviously got an original tube from the company in it, or what. It's where I really want to open up my 50s one, because you can just see in, and it's got these light bulbs in it on each side. I don't know if they're a vacuum tube type or just a weird light bulb. It's the way they light up. It's just weird. I've never seen anything like them, so I really want to get inside of that one. So here is a little suitcase. Came in. This one's in really good shape. Whoever had this took really good care of it. Oh, and another thing, the metal placard on top of this one. If you get one like mine where it's just a little tweak, bent or whatever, if you open it up, so it says no big deal, just take the screws out the bottom cover and just take it off. That comes off real easy. It's just you really want it open so you can kind of push from the bottom. It's just held on by a couple plastic tabs and then some metal clamps going over it, so you kind of just slide it to the left or right. As this one was tweaked a little bit, so I was able to get it all flattened out nice. So it really looks good now. Also, this one has it to where the cords, as in your electrode cords, go to the pads, unplug. The other one, the cords are built in. This is a Model 24. Sound size, very similar to the one they used on Mad Men. It's just when it comes to the dials and the look of it, it looks more like my other one. So probably a little bit bigger. So at the bottom of it's got the little metal plaque on there. It says Relaxasizor, Hollywood, California, Model 24. 115 volts, 60 cycle, 12 watts. And it's got the patents, and then right there, a black dot is a little metal screen, and behind that is where the glass vacuum tube is. So if the vacuum tube goes out, when you turn it on, you won't see any light coming out of that. It's the very top of the vacuum tube lights up. And then there is some kind of serial number here written in gold. It's 53A5473, so maybe that's a serial number. So it wouldn't be a model number. Yeah, it could be that's a serial number. It's got me. Like I say, just screw, and then 3 on the bottom, and this whole plastic piece just lifts off. It does have this metal thing going around it where it kind of just goes over this part. Just be careful. It is pretty thin plastic, so just be careful taking it apart, especially if you find one in this good a shape. They are worth a bit. Kind of depends on the model. Some of them, hence the 50s ones, are worth a lot more, but they are worth a bit. So if you can find them for cheap, definitely pick them up. Find a place to set this aside here. Whole lot of nope. As in, no. The pads for my 10s aren't even a quarter of the size of these damn things. And you have to have 2 of them to make it work, and it's positive and negative. So I can say what I did. Oh, let me show you here. You can kind of just get your finger in there. It's kind of just fold it over around it. I think that's where maybe, I may be wrong. I'm just going on the older ones that I saw. Somebody had a picture of one with all the parts. Looked like you can fit in a felt pad there that you'd have before they had the conductive gel. Positive and negative. Then, this one's in the best shape on my cords. I got another one, but it's like almost got some dry rot on it or something. It's not destroyed, but I haven't tested it. But this one does work. But I do have another one where it's cracked about that high up, so the wires where it's soldered in kind of exposed, and it was a bit oxidized, so I scraped away some of the oxidation. It looks like one wire goes to 2 prongs and then the other wire goes to a single prong. It's weird how they did this. My other one, it's just positive negative. So I wonder if that's how they grounded it out. I don't know. I don't know how grounded out this thing is. It says if you find one and test it out, I was just basically this side up and then just doing that. Not holding my hands on it, but just patting it, and I could feel the current. Just in case you get one where something's broken to where it doesn't know the proper current and it's sending out a large blast of it to you. This is similar to what it showed her putting on, but I'm thinking this is more for lower back. Yeah, the one she was showing looks a bit more primitive. It's not netted fabric like this. I think the pads were different places. As you can see, 4 pads, and they're about that big, looks like. Oh, that outright, dang, that's crazy. Am I tripping or? Wow, that is insane. Didn't realize that. That literally feels like it's flexible. Feels like this thing where you put the electrode in is literally on a metal disc. So all you got between you and the metal is just some plastic here. That is insane. And so I didn't test out any of this stuff. Didn't want to. This one. Yeah, same thing. It feels like a metal disc. This is more like just a belt. Same thing. 4 of them. Or a whole lot of no. Mind me if I'm taking my time. I've tested out this video editor program enough to where I want to do a longer video and see how big a file I'm going to get here. Just doing it on medium setting. This last time I used the default for just under 10 minutes and it was like 228 megabytes. Way better than using Debut here on my Apple computer. Debut, I would have been at least looking at a gigabyte for just 9 freaking minutes. Ah, screw it. I'll go ahead and plug this one in and turn it on. Being that it's smaller, I can hold it up closer to my microphone here, and maybe you guys can hear the noise that it makes. As like I say, it's the same kind of noise. It's just the other one looks cooler. It's good, mind me. I can hear it going. Okay. Yeah, it starts out to where you can hear it, and then it gradually starts getting a little louder. Otherwise, that's your main power light there. It just flashes on and off. Which I just got to turn down on the lowest setting. Now that I'm in a room where I don't have the TV going or anything, yeah, it's similar on the sound that it makes as it's pulsating out the electricity. Yeah, the other one's louder. I swear that other one's got more power. Okay, cranking it up doesn't make any difference. So anyways, that's what that one sounds like, and then turn off the light here. Just see it in there. There is the glass vacuum tube turned on. Whole bunch more? Nope. This one, I didn't check each channel. I'm just assuming that each channel works because what I did so I could fart around with it without getting shocked was, show you, I just used shrink tubing on the electrodes so they're all covered up, at least on all but one. So basically I used the first one to the left and I was getting juice. Yeah, this one's Model 8 Relaxasizor Deluxe. Same thing, Hollywood, California, 110 volt, 60 cycle, 30 watts. Okay, this one's 30 watts. What was he? It is more powerful. Yeah. More wattage. The other one's 12, so I said this one, I'd swear it was giving me more of a jolt. These are separated here. Do this. I'm a bitch to show this. Drop it on the floor there. Different on the dials on this too. This one, straight up on your dial is start, and then left or right it just says increase. And I can't remember which direction made it feel like it was sending most of the voltage to just one of the pads. Got me. It's freaking heavier too. God, a lot of damn metal. This is like the one that they used on Mad Men, just the large deluxe version of it. And each dial does 2 electrode pads. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 12 freaking pads. Makes you wonder what would happen to somebody if they had this on and something crapped out on the electronics to where it just flat out electricity instead of just. It's no, I'm not going to put it on. Let's see here. Okay. Both of the light bulbs are vacuum tubes. I can't tell until I take it apart. They just look like really weird light bulbs that I can only see from the top down. Anyways, this side pulses light. That one stays on solid. Let's see if this one is the same. That figures now my freaking heater's gonna turn on. Yeah, you guys are. It does sound pretty much like the other one. I thought this one was louder because it's bigger. It just looks way freaking cooler. It's just got that eerie freaking look to it. So anyways, once again, man, the little one I paid 20 bucks for because it had everything with it. I knew it was worth more than 20 bucks. It's definitely. The big one, I gotta go through my videos. Just go back to ones where it was the older Goodwill. Because I cannot remember what I paid for it, but it wasn't much. But to find that bigger one online, price jumps all over the place. In fact, I just found a site that's got one that's practically perfect condition. This suitcase has basically got kind of a military green paint on it, where it's pretty scuffed up in spots on mine, and then the handle's missing. Anyways, this one, great shape. I think they're wanting like $225 for it. And then other places I've seen it for like $100. It just depends on if it's working or not. Hence, you're dealing with vacuum tubes in it, which all it would take is having that drop on the ground and get a good jolt, and those tubes would break because they're glass. Hence, my dad used to work for a company where he worked on TVs and stuff, and I gotta dig the things out. I got them in a drawer cabinet in my garage or whatever. I've got about 5 boxes of old vacuum tubes, and I was hearing from another YouTuber on here that depending on where they were made, some of them can be valuable. So I'll have to go through them and see if I got any valuable ones. My dad was a bit weird or kind of eccentric on the stuff he decided to keep, where yeah, I've got them in the little boxes, but I don't know if they're used ones that were just put back in the box that he pulled from TVs, or if they're brand new ones that never got used. I don't know. Sometimes it's hard to tell on them. They kind of burn out like a light bulb, to where some of the ones that you probably removed would be all blackened or whatever, but I remember the majority of them looked new to me. So I'll have to dig them up now that I got something that uses them. That's the first time I've ever seen one of those vacuum tubes in use. I didn't realize they lit up. That's pretty freaking cool. So, well, almost up to 30 minutes here. I'll call it quits and dig around for the next video. I've got a vintage train set that I want to show you guys, but it's in a big box, as I got the original box for it. It's a complete train set from it's either 1960 or 1961, and they only made this specific one for that year, so it's kind of rare, but I may have to do that out in the living room. It's a big box. So have a good one, everybody.